Well, it's 9 o'clock, I'll call the meeting to order. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody's had a chance to go over the minutes of December 8th, so I'd take a motion for that.
Make a motion to approve.
I got a motion on the floor. I got a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion passed. Claims. Everybody had a chance to go over them?
I have one thing I wanted to mention on the claims. I don't know who signed for it or whatever, but there's one for $293.76 that we paid out of poor relief. And basically it was for an individual who was in the emergency room, and they were out of insulin. And so rather than have them become an emergency room case, I approved paying the $296 for the insulin to get them through until they can get cover. There may be another one for that dollar amount within the next week or so, but that explains that bill if you had any questions on that one. And it was basically, we were also looking at perhaps putting them on medical coverage through the Affordable Health Care Act for a short period of time in order for them to then qualify. But we're not doing that right now. We just covered the medication. And then there was also some that we got for free through a pharmaceutical company, but if you see that bill, that's what that's for.
Okay. Anything else? Hearing none, I take a motion.
I so move.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor. I need a second.
I'll second.
Got a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion passed. I think everybody knows everybody here. Anybody got anything? All right, we'll move on to discuss liquor license for the campground lounge.
I put that one back on. I got a call from the city right after the meeting. That's within their zoning of their boundary that they can extend, and I think right now, what do they extend right now, Ryan? Is it three miles?
Up to 3 miles, and I don't know what they're gonna do under the new zoning.
And it's gonna be 1 mile under the new
They're
zoning.
gonna
Three.
stay with 3.
3 under the new zoning, but
They're going to stay with.
they've got it,
They're gonna stay with 3. Okay, anyhow.
the description.
So basically, the city was a little unhappy that we granted that without any communication with the city. Plus, I think the property is not zoned for any type of commercial business. It's all agricultural, residential, I would assume, out there. So just kind of an FYI. You guys already approved it, but the city was not happy about it, and they probably want to know ahead of time next time when we do something like that, so.
Well, it was approved before, wasn't it? I mean, that wasn't the first time.
No, that's the second time it's been.
I would move, we rescind that liquor license.
They, the city caught it that time, so I don't know if we hadn't approved it before or not, but,
Well, it had to be.
so.
This was the first time that it had been approved since they got a new zoning officer. I think she just caught it.
Jimmy, you're making a motion?
I would move, we rescind that liquor license.
I'll second it.
The
Okay.
land is zoned ag, and there's a whole list of laws that pertain to operating the bar. And
Okay, I got a motion on the floor and a second. Any more discussion on that?
I disagree. Why rescind it? Give them the option to at least move it or something. Why take a $10,000 liquor license away from somebody just because now somebody is saying there might be a question?
Might be, it's zoned ag, it's gotta be zoned commercial.
How can they have a commercial campground out there then? You gonna take the campground license away from them
Evidently, it's
too?
not zoned commercial for campground either, because I talked to the zoning officer, and it's zoned ag, the same as my pole barn at home.
taking $10,000 liquor license, or a license for them away just because of something now? That's stupid.
I would say not.
Yeah, it
There's
is.
a whole list of state laws that regulate bars.
Let them move it then. Don't take it away from them, let them move it to a different site.
Let them get their site and then apply for it. That's how I would say you should do that.
I disagree wholeheartedly. They've had that for 2 years now. And now just because somebody's bringing it up, that's wrong. To just take it away, because by the time you take it away, somebody else could apply for it. They could get it. There's only 4 liquor licenses in the county. In that meantime, by the time they moved, somebody else could come in and apply for it and get that license and take it away from them.
Truthfully,
They've been paying their liquor fees for 2 years now, at least 2 years, I think it's more than that. Actually, I think they've been paying their liquor license for 4 years now. And now you're gonna just take it away without them getting a chance to even move?
I would suggest probably we should have some input from the city, as long as they have a 3-mile radius of the zoning laws. Why don't we table this issue until we hear what their objection to it is, if they have one? Let's put it back on their hands.
it is kinda crazy just to take it away without even giving them a chance, I mean, that's. Well, we'll just vote on it, I mean. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay.
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 I'm gonna say nay, cause I want them to have that chance. Should we need to put them, we should discuss this with them, don't you think, Jamie? Don't you think we should have a little bit?
The best thing to do is discuss this with the city, because this is gonna drive a wedge. It already has, so, and we've been trying to get along with the city, they've been trying to get along with us, but this is just one of those things where we didn't catch that we were going to cause a ripple in the water, and so now we should probably try and stop that ripple before it turns into a problem. Because technically, they control the zoning, they probably should have had some input, and I don't know, yeah, whether they're operating a campground illegally or not is not within that's the city issue there, so. But the main thing is right after the meeting, I got a call, so.
But I mean, I guess why should we think any different, I guess, of it, because it was approved already once, so. I guess why should have us thought of it any
Because,
different, I guess?
Number one, as Mr. Hauk says, there's lots of rules and compliance. This is basically my understanding, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is this isn't operating as a bar. This is somebody holding a liquor license, because it has value. That's why you wanna make sure that they get a chance to address it or move it or whatever before, because it's an asset. A liquor license in this county is an asset. Yeah, I would definitely contact the city, have them come in, and, I do know that, the code enforcement officer came over, asked for copies of the application and stuff, was not given it. Said she could look at it, but couldn't make copies or anything like that, which I think is incorrect. Again, people, we gotta have clarity here. This is a government. We can't sit there and say, no, you can have this, or yes, you can't have that.
She came over here to get a copy?
Yes,
And they
Yeah, I
wouldn't-
was here,
and the
And I was
auditor told her
told-
no.
that I can give her the legal description, but she can't have a copy of it.
That's public document, you guys.
Why couldn't, I don't understand why
I
you
don't know.
can't get a copy of it.
That
That's
wasn't
what I was
called, who told you that?
Becky,
There you go. You can't hold back documents, people. It's ridiculous. We've had this argument over and over and over again with the equalization office, with other things. This is a public building. You can't hold back documents, because as soon as you hold back documents, people are thinking we're doing something illegal or something crooked. You gotta have clarity here. And how many times do I preach that to you people? But we always, and this is how we get into trouble. And what really makes me upset is it all falls back on me as state's attorney, because I have to put out the fire that somebody else started in this building, because they think that they have the right to not disclose public information to the public.
We put it out that you could get copies.
But your auditor said no. To the city of Mobridge. That's why we have these problems with the city. People
But
make
you're
decisions that.
You're saying us, we voted that they could get copies. It was a.
But what I'm saying is you have officers in this building that are not following the rules, and you're responsible for making sure those rules get followed. And when your auditor says, no, you can't have a copy of a public document, that falls back on you guys, because you're in control. And so what it says is the Walworth County Commission is not disclosing public information to the public. That's why it falls back on you, and we have this problem all the time. And I have to put out the fire, and I get frustrated with it.
And that's the reason we got Beacon, so they could have access to all those documents.
It's like, people, we gotta get some common sense here, because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of having to put out fires for people making stupid mistakes without asking questions first. And it's all common sense. I'm sorry that I'm getting upset, but I'm just tired of it. Having to put out fires, and this is a prime example. And then I get a call from the city of Mobridge, because one of my friends is a city council person, and they know they're gonna have contact with me. Why wasn't our code enforcement officer allowed to make copies? I don't know. So guess who has the problem of backing it down? Because our auditor will not cooperate.
Okay, so it was a mistake.
But I'm tired of it. So what I'm gonna do is bring these up every dang time,
Okay.
because it's falling back on me, and I'm tired of it. Just to let everybody know, this is something that should have never happened, and it happens all the time. And we got a payroll issue now too. It's frustrating, because it all falls back on me. That's all I have.
Okay, then we'll go to number 7, budget supplement hearing.
We gotta hold off on that
Yeah,
one.
wait till 9:30.
Yep, so we can move ahead to the next one there.
Okay, let's go to number 8. Consider motion to declare surplus record number 5027. You got them somewhere?
These first three, 5027, 5029, and 5031. Those are the adjacent lots to, in Mobridge, to that property that we took and ended up giving back last year. I don't know, I don't know if I should name names or
Yep.
not. Okay,
Okay.
it'd be the Saint property, so.
We let them keep there was like 5 lots, correct?
Yeah,
And we let them keep the 2 that their house is on, but we took the other 3.
yeah.
And now we wanna know whether you wanna surplus them or not. Cause basically I would assume it has some value. It probably have more value when the house is put up for sale or whatever, but it's your guys' call on what we wanna do, and Ryan and I discussed that and said, let the commission make the
Yeah, we're
decision.
just trying to do some housekeeping with this stuff, so that's what those 3 are. I think one of them's,
What are they doing with the house that they're living in?
They're living in it.
Are they keeping it up, or?
Well, now, my understanding, the taxes are current, is that correct?
They brought them current last year, they are
Yep.
delinquent now.
Okay,
And they're delinquent again now?
for 20,
1 year, just 2016.
How much are the taxes?
I didn't bring any of that information, I can go get it if you want it.
and I think probably by the time they become delinquent, they're gonna be over 70, and there's anything we can do anyhow. Does that sound about right to you, Nyla?
I don't know what age they are.
I think they're in their mid-60s, so, but right now, there isn't anything we can do about taking the property, because they're only delinquent for a year, so. But,
my concern is that we hold on to these and just kind of forget about them, and, we're just trying to keep up on this stuff so we don't have all these different properties kind of floating around out there where.
So your recommendation is to surplus them, put them up for sale, is that it?
If you guys think that there's any value there in the current situation, but like what Jamie said, I don't think that that situation is likely to change at all just due to the circumstances behind You
Okay,
can't
all
take a
on one
property
side of
after
the house.
somebody turns 70.
They kind of
You can't
circle
take
the
a
house,
property for taxes.
make like an L shaped.
Oh,
But we already have these three properties.
Yep, these ones, yep, but the house is smack dab in the middle of it.
I know where that's
So,
at.
yeah,
And the main
House
thing,
is in the middle.
yeah, yep, so it's not like it's 3 lots and then the house is on this one, it's like 2 here, 1 on the other side.
And then
of it,
there's-
so.
the main thing is we didn't want to have this fall off the map and in 15 years, somebody's like, oh, by the way, we own this, which we've been trying to keep from happening.
So why do we wanna do anything?
Just because you wanna try and get them back on the tax rolls, that's your ultimate goal, you're getting generating revenue for the county.
These are 25-foot lots.
50, and I think one of them's a 50, I think another one is like 3 lots and 100 and some feet. I mean, there's a lot of frontage foot there, really, I mean, there's just quite a bit, so.
Then why not put them up for sale then?
That's your choice.
Yeah, I mean, that would be my thought,
I-
because
I
I
don't
don't
think-
see the situation changing at all, so that would be my thought.
I guess I'd rather see us do that than hold on to them for 10 years and then try to get something.
Get some taxes or
Whatever we get
something.
out of them now would be,
And that's a call that you gentlemen have to make. We can't make that for you. That's why we put it on the calendar to let the commission decide.
I make a motion to surplus 5027, I suppose we better do these individually.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Put 5027 up for sale and declared surplus.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor, I need a second.
Second.
Got a second, any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay, motion passed.
Make a motion to put 5029 declared surplus up for sale.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor, I need a second.
I'll second.
Got a second, any more discussion?
When are we putting a sale date on these?
That's what we're gonna talk about
Yeah,
when
we
we're
have-
right done with surplusing all of these.
Okay.
Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay, motion passed.
Make a motion to put 5031 declared surplus up for sale.
Okay, got a motion on the floor, I need a second.
So,
Got a second, any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay, motion passed.
6761 is the Penny Randall property.
Here in Selby.
Yep, here in Selby.
We wanna get that one off our hands also.
This isn't tying us down to anything, it's just declaring basically that the county has no use for it anymore, and then it opens up our options to sell it, and we can still do any sort of property rehab or
Yep.
back thereof that we wanna do, so, yeah.
We have to surplus it.
Are we gonna put any stipulations on cleaning this one up, or?
We're gonna discuss that on, what we wanna do. Right now, we just need to surplus it in order to move on to that step of how are we going to sell this asset and what restrictions we're gonna put on it.
I'll make a motion to surplus that property.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor, I need a second.
I'll second.
Got a second, any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed say nay, motion passed.
7070 is a barrel lot that runs adjacent to, what's the highway that runs through Java?
130?
The east-west one, yeah. So that's it's adjacent to that, it's just a bare lot that we took for taxes this year, so.
Adjacent to 6761.
No, adjacent to the highway that runs east-west through Java.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
I got descriptions for all these, and we can get them off of Beacon too if you're interested in looking
I'll
at
make
them.
a motion to surplus that property.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor, I need a second.
I'll second.
Got a second, any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay, motion passed.
8118 is a little pie-shaped lot that's in Lowry across from the church. Still trying to work with them to see if they might want to take it, because we can give it to them, just transfer it to them, since they're a nonprofit entity, so.
I make a motion to surplus that property.
Okay, got a motion on the floor, I need a second.
I'll second.
Got a second, any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay, motion passed.
And all of you have access to Beacon, I would assume? Is that correct, Deb? So you can look at these properties, all you gotta do is type in the parcel number, correct?
Just put 2 zeros in front of the parcel number, that's what I,
And it'll
that's
bring-
what I
Or the
learned.
legal, yeah,
Yeah.
legal description,
Yep.
record number,
And you can access all of this, you
or
can get
physical
aerial of it.
address.
They've already downloaded the aerials, right?
No, we have no aerials.
No aerials yet?
No, cause that got taken out of my budget, that part of it, all we
Oh.
have is property card.
Okay. So next thing then is, how do you want us to, the others are all bare lots, correct, Ryan? Except for Tenny Randall's property. So how do you wanna deal with that? I know Commissioner Schilling last time said something about maybe requiring 2 of the buildings to be down. But, how do you wanna have us put this on the calendar for next agenda? And some of you may wanna look and say, all right, this building may be salvageable, this one's not. The main household is salvageable, we're not dealing with that one, but there's another house that I have no clue what quality it is.
I'm just going by the holes in the roof.
Well, and I would assume it's probably not, but I am not capable of making that decision, so would you? Is that kind of what the commission
We,
is
I
looking
guess,
at?
I can go take a look and just see what, in our eyes, that we think needs to be done right away to the property, I guess we can.
And I know there's some debris on there that we're gonna have to require to be gone within a certain amount of time also, so.
Is that all them garbage bags, at least?
And we thought they were all aluminum cans, but they're mixed in, that's the problem is. They're mostly aluminum, but there's household garbage in there. We do have electricity on, so nothing freezes, but we'd like to get that,
You're talking the house, Jamie?
yeah.
Well, you
That
need
in
an
front of the
approval.
house, all those garbage bags.
Yeah, and the city's gonna go in there and clean again.
Oh.
I talked to them.
I thought the city was gonna do it.
They did it once and they're
Once.
gonna go in, they're supposed to do it again. I talked to the city, so.
So we may not need to deal with that issue, but that's something else, so. Do you wanna look at it and then we'll put it on the agenda for the next meeting and,
That's fine.
Yeah.
and then you can just at least say, this needs to be down, this needs to be down, the rest needs to stay.
And what building is all locked, is just the house or?
Just the household.
The other buildings aren't?
And we have the key, so you can get in and look.
Just the house is locked.
Just the
up.
house is locked up.
Did he have everything out of the other buildings?
Nope.
Really?
We gave him the opportunity, since June to start removing himself from the property or pay the taxes up. Came down to the point where myself and 2 deputies went over and said, you need to leave the property, cause he would not vacate. He left the property, took some personal belongings along, and we sealed it up with everything else in it, so. We told him that he can make arrangements to come back and retrieve some personal property if he wants to, but he, of course, is all locked, so he can't come back on his own, but once the property's sold, we're gonna sell everything as is.
And he hasn't contacted us
Yeah.
either.
And I would assume he's not, cause I think he's still living.
I just seen him last night, so he's still around.
He's still at Selby Motel.
Really? Okay.
His car parked every night. What should a guy, I'm guessing the guy probably shouldn't go over by himself.
I would go with the deputy,
Okay.
cause you don't know what you're gonna fall into, or,
Well, I don't want somebody,
and somebody over there also, but he knows he's not allowed on the property, so. And I don't think he's been anywhere near it. Do you know of anything, Sheriff?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
The other issue that we should talk about is abating the taxes on these properties too, prior to selling them, so.
Yep. We
If
can put
that's-
these back on then for next agenda to abate the taxes. We'll get all that squared away.
I don't know if we'll be able to get the paperwork ready.
For the January meeting, not
Yeah,
the
probably
close
not
of
for the
business in
close of business
January.
one, so.
Or close of business in December.
But I think, and we've talked about it before, that it's just a good idea to get a clean slate when you sell these properties, don't have any baggage attached to them, I think, and,
Yep. And move them along,
yeah, moving along.
like you were saying, is get them back on the tax rolls. Rather than have us selling them and have a liability. And these should all sell.
Right, yeah, just the taxes, yep. And if there's any specials against them, those will automatically fall off too, from the cities, so. Which I don't know the situation, with some of them there might be, but those automatically go away as soon as we take the properties, so it should need to be attached.
we're just gonna put it on the agenda for next meeting?
Yep, to do the, cause we've surplus them all, now what we'll do is address the taxes, January's meeting.
I don't know if we wanna wait on selling them until we figure out what we're gonna do with that other property in Mobridge, or if we wanna keep it separate, or, you know, that's something else we can talk about too.
Yeah, Ryan and I can talk and we'll come back and know what's
Plan
going
together,
on with
yeah.
other properties, but we wanna start the system moving, cause the wheels of government move slowly, so. We wanna get them moving along, so we can, plus we're paying for the utilities on, or the heat on that house, so. So we can get it done sooner and get it out of our hand, so.
Okay,
Just a couple minutes here before 9:30.
when do you think then we could possibly even have it for sale then? I mean,
We
realistically.
think end of January, because we gotta publish for 2 weeks, so if we get everything squared away, first meeting in January, publish for sale for are we required 2 weeks, Ryan?
First
10
part of
days,
February,
I
I
mean,
would
it
say.
has to be published twice in a 10-day span, but what's the way the paper cycle, yeah, usually takes
2
2
weeks,
weeks.
so end of January, early February. Sell it on the courthouse steps,
If you do public auction, you don't have to get it appraised, so it eliminates that
Yep.
extra step.
and the only one that we may be not selling and we may be able to transfer is, like Ryan said, that little high shake property to city of Lowry or the church or.
Really, all we're waiting for is for them to give us the okay. They're kind of apprehensive about it. I don't know if they think that there's something that goes along with it, but really it's pretty simple. I'm just waiting for a yes from them, and then we can move ahead with that, so.
Cause that really has no significant
No,
value,
it's
does
a
it?
small lot, it's irregularly shaped, there's no development value whatsoever on it, and it's right across the street from their church, so it just makes sense for them to want it and take it.
Do they mow it now or? who even mows it now?
Somebody does, I don't know, there's picnic tables out there and stuff, I think I saw the taxes were like 88 cents on it or something, maybe, it's just ridiculously low, so. But it does make sense for them to have it, so I'll get a hold of them again and just kind of tell them it's time to decide, otherwise we're gonna sell it. That's all I got on that.
Don't you get something else, Kenny, you can talk for 2 minutes?
I was just thinking that, I'm sure you were all just wanna hear my voice. Just, the deal with poor relief, and the main reason we wanted to, yeah, I'll kill 2 minutes, what the heck. Getting back on the poor relief thing is to, sometimes it's better to be proactive on some of these people than reactive when we end up paying a huge bill. And that's kind of, and we had done that before, about a year ago, I think, paid for someone's insurance for about 3 months in order for them then to qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, one of those programs, rather than have them come in and, pay, or have a huge bill where we're gonna end up paying for relief, but, we've been pretty good so far this year, it's been very, very small. But as we all know, it can get big fast. Oh, still 20 more seconds. Did everyone get their listen to Santa Claus?
You should have a copy of this in your packet there. I think I printed one for everybody.
Another public hearing,
Basically, time? Okay. Basically, if nobody's here to speak for or against the public hearing for budget supplement, then it just requires the approval of the commissioners, so.
I got one question, why are we only supplementing 10,000 out of the alcohol and tax?
I don't know if that's all that's available right now, that would be
I think
my
that's all that's
assumption.
available
Yeah,
right now.
My email said like 43 or 48,000 or something that we were
Not
gonna
when
get.
it went in effect.
Huh?
Way I understand it is, when it went in effect, it's going by, and I think it's every quarter. I didn't bring it with me, but, so that number will be more realistic next year. But because of when they changed it, I think that's all that's available right now. she may get some and, the auditor might receive some here January, so.
Okay, that was my only question.
But I think that's,
When do we have July first, so they're only quarter?
So it's only been one quarter, okay,
Yep.
yeah, that makes sense then. I was just trying to see if it was listed on any of the funds here, what the balance was, but I'm not seeing it right now.
but that's my understanding of it.
That would be my
It's
guess
for
too.
one quarter, so.
So then October, November, December, probably get paid in January.
January, yeah. Okay. Nobody else here to speak for or against the budget supplement?
And the rest is coming out of the general fund?
Correct, well, there's $7,000 in insurance proceeds that were already put in the general fund, I'm sure, so.
That's all we got for that Durango?
Yeah, that was my understanding.
If we took everything out of it, I think, wasn't it?
We were
Yeah,
lucky,
yeah,
I
good.
haven't- I
we were
haven't
lucky to
received
get
the-
that much out of it, cause it was, had 200,000 miles on it. I talked to Ford and they said they'd give you $200 for it, so we're lucky to get $7,000.
I think most of that is for, like, the radio and the electrical stuff that was in it that got damaged, wasn't it, Josh?
Did a separate letter and me and Becky sent it off to him, we haven't seen that yet. I don't know where the insurance company is, but I sent the invoices out because they were replaced, so, I needed a copy of the invoice to send to the insurance company. So, I'm assuming we're still gonna get it, we just haven't yet.
Okay, I'll need a motion.
I so moved.
Okay, you got a motion on the floor, I need a second.
I'll second it.
Get a second, any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion passed. Okay,
Just let Josh go first for the, because we got
Yeah,
two bid lettings, one at Ken and one at.
Oh, okay. Josh, you wanna go now?
Yeah, that's fine. Everybody get this sheet? That's part of it, I think it's the second sheet. Brenda does these numbers for me, that's all the medical stuff that's run through her office.
Oh, there's got a few man underneath it.
And she's got it all broken down as far as what she was able to get the bill down to and what we saved, and she's done a really good job at that.
So what we actually paid, does that go under their deal for reimbursement back to the county?
What do you mean?
Does that go back onto them to reimburse the county for this amount if they're in jail?
If they have insurance and Medicaid, Medicaid now pays, before they wouldn't pay while they were sitting in jail. If they have insurance and Medicaid, that is billed. So therefore, I mean, whatever's extra, you'd have to put a lien out against the inmates. As far as if they own any property or anything, in order to recoup that.
Are we doing that?
I haven't, no.
I don't know.
Because we're required by statute to do make sure that they're medically cared for.
And you're talking about just in-county people.
Correct.
These are all just our people?
These are just ours, Kevin, yeah. The other counties, they have to take care of their inmates, so. any questions? The second item on there, I had an employee that completed their probationary period.
I'll need a motion for that.
I make a motion, we increase it
For Leander Smith?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, got a motion on the floor, I need a second. A second, any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay, motion passed.
Thank you.
Nothing else?
No,
I got something.
not doing anything with the roof.
We had a fireman's meeting last night,
Mm-hmm.
and I know Glenham's getting called out on a lot of accident reports, just to stop traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Is the fire department able to get reimbursed through insurance companies or through 9/11 or
Through
something?
911 or, I would think so, because, you know, fire apparatus is covered, should be paid for if there's an insurance claim. I mean, if there's an accident.
We've been
you
out
guys are-
lately in the cold, and we've busted pumps and we've busted other stuff out there, especially when it comes over the radio. Alls we need is somebody to stop traffic and pick up the mess. Exactly how it came over the radio.
Hmm.
And we're taking fire trucks out there that can freeze up and stuff, and we're not getting paid anything. The fire departments ain't getting paid anything to take their equipment out.
I believe Mulbridge used to bill the insurance companies when we had them come out. I don't know if you wanna check with maybe Mitch or
I don't-
somebody over there.
I don't know why the insurance company couldn't be billed. I mean, I most certainly think that they could be. I mean, I don't know the exact answer on that, but if
You
there's an
know,
accident,
maybe, or-
it's,
I would assume you can bill them, but I would check to find out. Like Justin said, is contact City of Mulbridge, find out how they deal with theirs, because they're a volunteer fire department also, for, they're responding to accidents and stuff like that, how they bill theirs.
Can we get anything out of 911 or?
that I don't know. Kurt Rostron's on that board, I'd go to him and ask him, the fire chief from here, from Selby. He's on that 911 board, I'd contact him and see what he can tell you. I don't know if you can or can't. Most of that goes for equipment running the 911 center, for the upkeep of the landlines and all the equipment.
I know we've been out on at least a half dozen calls this winter already.
Oh, I know you
We've
guys.
busted pumps and all kinds of other stuff just to block traffic. So, I mean, I think the departments should be able to get reimbursed somehow. I would think, I don't know.
I would think so. I can do some checking on it, Kevin, but I don't have an answer for you 100%.
If you could do some checking, that'd be great, cause, you know, we're down over $1,000 on the calls that we went out on already, just for broke stuff that froze up and.
Yep. Cold weather isn't nice to equipment, especially when you're pumping water through it.
Well, we're not even pumping water, we just get called out for traffic control.
Right, and stuff freezes up just when it's sitting there, it's not in the, in the hall, so.
They asked me to find out from you
Okay.
how the departments can get reimbursed somewhat for taking equipment out there when it freezes up and breaks and.
When the accident report's done, cause the insurance is all collected, if it's two vehicle or one, whichever, the, one report is submitted. If we could somehow get a bill to submit with it, cause insurance they call right away the next day wanting the accident report, most of the time it's 2 days or 3 days before they get it, but, I don't know why it wouldn't cover it, but submitting billing with the accidents and when the insurance companies are contacting us. You know,
Put a flat fee if we get called out on
That's what I
every
would
report.
do,
Yep.
flat fee, or flat fee plus mileage.
As a fire department, you know, when you guys meet, come up with a number with, you know, like you said, a flat fee, and then go with that.
I would say at least $500 a call, just
It's
It's no
flat
different,
fee
it's no
We always
different than
take
any
two
other.
trucks out, so.
plus
When you
mileage.
guys have a structure fire, how do you, I mean, do you guys send a bill out? Do you send it directly to the individual, or do you send it to the insurance?
I don't know the answer to that myself. I
Okay.
don't do the.
But I would think it'd be the same process is what I'm trying to say if you do it that way, except you're sending it to auto insurance. Cause you gotta have there's gotta be coverage for your first responders, ambulances, whether they're not, I mean, ambulance doesn't transport or not, so. But I think it'd be handled the same way.
You wanna check into that for me, if you would, and
I can, yep.
see what you can come up with? I'll talk to Kurt.
Yep.
Well, they're gonna break any time out there in this, I mean, is it, guy has to take the fire truck?
I assume for the lights and,
Gotta have the lights on and to slow them down.
Holy smokes, I mean, you're gonna break regardless, I mean.
Well, I know the one bad one, I
Keep
mean,
everything if you keep everything circulated, it helps a lot, but.
you deal with anything on Tower Hill, that's a nightmare, period. When you get blinding snow and then the whole thing's sheeted with ice, it's.
Okay.
But I'll check on that, Kevin.
Penny, you wanna go now, or you wanna just wait a little bit yet? Brian can go.
Let's wait, because what I've got isn't gonna take much more than 5 minutes. so.
Okay.
Hopefully everybody else got my email, if not, I can make some copies of my reports too, everybody see it in there?
Yep.
If you got any questions, let me know. One hauler is still, making payments, so they're still being allowed to dump. Other than that, accounts receivables going pretty well. Any questions? Okay, we'll move on to the next one then. This is just my annual transfer out of the landfill fund to the dedicated money market account, so that we keep for our financial insurance liabilities that are required by state law. The dollar amount is based off of the amount of airspace that we use in our landfill cells. So once I get the survey numbers, I plug in my calculations and come up with the dollar amount. So that's, the one that's listed on the agenda there, that $25,528 is the amount that we need to satisfy the liability from October of 2015 to October of 2016, which is our survey period. So I just need a
I would so move.
Okay, got a motion on the floor,
I'll second.
and a second. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion passed.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't know if you want to move to number 14 quick.
Let's move to number 14.
Okay, I put that on there, and the reason I put it on there is we had the employee appreciation dinner down at the Casca. And Mr. Hawks paid for all of the food and everything like that, and I just don't think that he should have to pay for that. And I gave him some money too to help out with. Just the meat alone was over $200, or $600, excuse me. So I think he should be reimbursed for our appreciation banquet that we had down there. And I make a motion that we reimburse him for the money that he spent for the appreciation banquet.
Okay, you making that into a motion?
Yeah.
Okay, you got a motion on the floor. I need a second on that.
I'll second.
Got a second, any more discussion on that? I guess you got an idea what it's gonna be, or?
Just right at $800. I'm gonna abstain from the vote. I didn't do it to get reimbursed or anything like that, I just done it to say thank you for it.
Well, I know, thank you. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion passed. Thanks again, Jim.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
Dave.
Thank you guys.
Much appreciated.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
Glad to
everybody,
have you guys come.
everybody really appreciated it. That's pretty nice.
Oh, Dave, I didn't know you could sing like that.
I've sung it for a long time.
Well, it's done.
Oh, Penny, it's getting close, it's getting close to you.
I guess it's down to me now, huh?
This is what happens. I think everything's gonna take a while, and it
Yeah.
ends up going fast, so.
Deal.
You got my monthly reports. Any questions on those? Okay, got a couple things. I don't know who's signing up vouchers or whatever, but anyway, I bought 2 used pickups last week from South Dakota Surplus out of Box Elder. And, they're both 4-wheel drive. They're both 2009. One had 23,000 miles on it, and the other has 32,000 miles on it, so, all of our satellite shops now have 4-wheel drive pickups. And I'll probably have 1 or 2 that I'll be surplusing this spring. I'd like to coordinate it with you guys in sales, but I don't think that's gonna work,
Yeah, we can do that.
so,
They have over 200,000 miles
Mhm.
on them.
yeah. Yeah, way over. All 5 blade operators were out last Saturday all day cleaning snow, so there will be comp time. Okay? And it probably is gonna happen on Monday again. Will be comp time. We had a request from Roger Fry to close the minimum maintenance road that runs from the Fry Road west to, just before the Mobile Country Club. There's a lot of kids that like to go in there and plow through that, and they ended up getting stuck. And
I did.
shame on you, you would just sit there if it was me.
You were one of those kids.
He's very
You're in now.
concerned about it, which I am also, Marty and I talked about it. I'd like your thoughts on it. He would like me to close the road for the winter.
What about the one that goes south too? It kind of makes an L, doesn't it? Goes to the east and then heads south of that?
Well, no, the cut across is straight east-west.
Right, but then you can also head south, and that drifts in and gets bad too.
Oh,
Because I don't think there's any maintenance on that one.
You
No.
get stuck there too?
That's where I got stuck. Because I went to the east and it was okay, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And then they head south to Airport Road or whatever that road is, and
Don't do that.
that's not maintained either, so.
no.
Why would you go down that road?
Yeah.
Sometimes a guy does dumb things.
Flashback in time.
It was 4 years ago, but I did, yes, get stuck there on that. But I was heading to the south, but
Okay.
That's kind of a nuisance for kids, right?
Yeah,
I guess it's me, I don't see a reason why a guy shouldn't, I'd be Roger, I'd get tired of pulling them people out.
yeah.
Well, that ain't the only one. That road going north of Webb, that minimum road there, there's been half a dozen people stuck in that one already this year.
That's why they're posted. Travel at your own risk, minimum maintenance. I can't close all the minimum maintenance roads, cause some
I think,
people, they don't, not all of them plug with snow.
I think that's the key right there, is that it is posted. Some of us do use those roads,
Mhm.
and why would you close it? You know, if it's closed, you know, some of us have a little common sense, and we are a little cautious, and
But
we
it's
may
the
have
ones
to
that don't
turn
have
around.
common sense going to cause the problems.
Excuse me?
You know, the ones that don't have common sense are the ones that are causing the
Well, you
problem.
can't legislate.
He was just very concerned that somebody would get stuck during the night and end up freezing to death.
That can happen anywhere. That
That's
can
pretty-
happen anywhere in the road you're talking about.
You know,
There's a half a dozen other roads I can think about. Did you close section lines too?
no.
Well, same thing happens there, you'd go down
Yeah.
the section line. I would be opposed to closing any road.
Well, I
What's
just wanted your
the-
thoughts. He requested it, so I'm
What's the
bringing it
commission
to
wanna
you.
I would agree with Dwayne.
I would say as
We
long as
can't,
it's-
we can't legislate common sense.
An example.
Are you sure?
I got stuck on that other road by Webb this year, so. I'm right with you, Jamie.
Thank you.
We've all been there.
Dave,
Just thought you could get through.
That's exactly right. That's not that deep.
what do you say, Dave?
Well, if you close that one, where do you stop?
Mhm.
Because you could close the one on the county line there too,
Mhm.
because they do the same thing on that.
Yeah. He requested it, so I told him I would bring it to you, so this is up to you guys.
Well, it looks like this, leave it,
Just leave it. Okay,
common sense.
common sense. All right. Our bridge inspections came in, we've got good bridges. We got one that could possibly, maybe 5, 6 years down the road, looking for a deck rehab, but otherwise our bridges are all in good condition.
Do they still inspect the one going across Wine Creek down our place? That old bridge.
I don't believe it's on the list.
Talking about that one where you got that rock crossing?
Yeah, I know they failed several, when Gary was,
Mm-hmm. That isn't even on the list anymore.
I was just wondering,
Yeah.
we gotta burn up 5 more minutes.
It's not on a county road or anything, is it?
Which one? The one he's talking about?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it is, but it's a,
county's
it's a
got an easement to
strange
the core
county.
land there.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We could look at that. And I don't know.
Gee, that's been a lot of years since ever that, we drove across that, hasn't it?
Oh, not that many years, no.
Apparently you did it.
The one end's washed out now, so they don't drive across near as much. Somebody took the bridge plank off. I know who done it. The guy's passed away, and I found out after he died. Fell through the ice and took the bridge plank off to get his pickup out. I don't know what they done with them bridge planks. I'd never seen, they must have floated away in the spring or something, but then about everybody went across it again. And they put up them little barricade deals there.
Yeah.
We cross on a 4-wheeler, that's about it. Because it's about 28 miles around to the other side of the avenue.
Going a long way around.
So we cross it, I don't know, maybe once or twice a year on a 4-wheeler. That took 1 minute.
Okay.
They got any elevator music on their phone? Do you have the bids in here, Katie?
I don't.
I think probably on the
Got stuff gathered up
Get
here.
those and have them
called you and offered her license.
Yep, and the, yeah.
Should have Gene come over.
He was thinking about it, he was like, well, let's see where we're at and go from there. It's just keeping up the, communications between.
Realize now, you could charge them,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. I had a similar incident before, in a different county. These guys wasn't, these guys,
Not so much yet.
we're not gonna get it.
Also, more way shall after the first.
There's a lot of issues there. People aren't gonna know. Technically, which works out. You're not gonna push the issue. You're not gonna push the issue. On that, so they can give a lot of leeway to the counties on how, and then you see how.
How much snow we supposed to get this weekend?
None.
15.
Avalanche said
None.
1.47 inches of moisture, rain, becoming rain.
This weekend?
That's 10
Sunday and
inches of
Monday.
snow.
Sunday and Monday.
That's all we need is
Inches of
rain.
snow.
12.
That's 10 inches of snow.
Supposed to get
But they don't know.
into 50-mile-an-hour winds?
10 or 12 this year.
I saw 15
I
in
don't think
Woodbridge
they're
and
talking
8
that
to 10
tomorrow.
in Aberdeen. So
Yeah.
Yeah, up to
But it's
50.
still-
30-mile-an-hour winds. This is snow, like, yeah, 15 inches of snow and 30-mile-an-hour winds. So.
But it's still, they still don't know what direction for sure it's gonna go.
I'm running out of room for pile of snow.
Start hauling it.
I'm gonna have to.
You done my shorties lately?
I got
You ride your snowmobile yet?
Same
Went out,
time?
went out cruising the river yesterday.
Okay, it's 10 o'clock, we'll open the bids for the 2011 motor grader. This one here is from Butler Machinery.
I need one too.
Hmm?
I need one too. There should be 7, plus 7.
So this one is from, this one here is from Butler Machinery for the 2011 motor grader for $125,000.
About the same bid as they had last year in that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Didn't we go through machinery feed or something, or iron planet or something last year?
That cost and that.
They didn't.
Get one?
We're gaining.
What is Iron Planet charge?
10%.
Really?
And this one here is from Day County Highway Department for the 2011 motor grader for $130,000.
Take $130,000 bid.
I make a motion to accept the $130,000 bid.
Okay, got a motion on the floor, I'll need a second.
I'll second it.
Got a second. Any other discussion
That's the only 2 bids we got.
for the blade?
Okay.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion passed.
How about we
We just
Okay, let's take a
10-minute break.
5-10 minute break.
Got another one,
Well, it's 10:15. Called the meeting back over anyhow.
yeah, I didn't call you back last one.
Okay, this is for the wing. The first one I want to open is Dade County.
Call back here on the planning commission.
Is that wing on this? Elevator or what?
That's one.
Okay, this is for the used wing from Dade County for $6,000.
What's the new wing go for?
18.
How old is this one?
I don't have.
This is
information.
that old one.
No, this is the one that came off the motor grader we just surplus. 20 years for sure, I think.
I got another call, Mike.
Wow.
Ain't much deciding there.
Wow.
985.
And this one's from Webster Scale, that used wing for $985.
Well, Bay County.
I move we accept Dade County's bid.
Okay, got a motion on the floor and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion passed.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Penny.
Dade County. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, let's go to number 15, old business. Anybody got any old business? Jamie coming back, you know?
Scott, I have some old business, I just wanna go on the record. Last week's Mulbridge paper talked about this equalization and us doing it consolidated or not. And there's several places in there where it's completely incorrect. It says that I told you guys that the cities must do their own, and I never said that. And then they said that we denied resolutions to both Mulbridge and Selby. Selby never sent in a resolution. So I just wanted, I don't know where she got the information, but there's several discrepancies in it that, because I never told you that the towns had to do their own. I said it had to be by resolution and in agreement. I just wanted to, make that clear. And then we kind of touched on the other thing I wanted to touch on this morning about the GIS. Because at one point Kevin too had mentioned that you had gotten me GIS and what more did I want? The stuff that we got with Beacon, that we got that free for 5 years, that's only the property record cards. And then we had a bid from them to do the actual parcel mapping, and I had an agreement from them that we could pay for that over a 5-year period. But the $20,000 that I had put in my budget for that for this year, because things were tight, we took out of the budget. So the parcel mapping has not been done and has not been started at this time. So I just wanted those two things kind of cleared up a little bit.
Okay. Who, was that Katie that wrote that story from?
Yeah,
Let's go up there, visit with Katie and see where that information.
well, and I didn't know if I should or not, you know, because we had that none of us could talk to a reporter without approval first. I just wanted you guys to know that there was,
Josh,
I
you-
think, pretty definite discrepancies in what actually actually have.
Do you know Jamie coming back? Do you have a clue?
Do you want me to go see?
Well, I mean, that'd be, we should ask him that stuff. He's the guy.
Check and see if there's a mistake.
Somebody could call him.
That's what I'm doing.
Anybody else have any other old business? Maybe I'm turning down
He must be coming back. He left his coffee cup in his file.
What his coffee cup, he ain't going far.
Kathy, is Jamie down there? Can you send him back up to the commission meeting? Thank you. Like, I got him on speed dial.
He made the mistake of calling me the other day on his cell phone, so now I have his cell phone too.
Sorry, got stuck in the phone, my bad.
At least it wasn't a snowdrift.
No, that is true, I didn't,
Deb wants to tell you, Deb, why don't you read again to what
I
you
said,
have to Jamie?
Katie has in here that, there's several discrepancies, but one of them says that I told that the towns had to do their own local boards.
okay,
And it also says that, they denied, you guys denied resolutions for Mobridge and Selby. And so
it was actually
there-
just Mobridge. Okay,
So there's other, it's kinda messed up.
And she's wondering if she can do that, or, we have that thing that they cannot contact the.
well, Katie did talk to me after like about a week after the meeting, so.
Did you do that?
I don't know, cause the video wasn't downloaded, cause you weren't there, so she called me on that before that was out, so I don't know if with some misinformation, I'll call and report it back then, if she got some
Talk to me,
misinformation
I'll
from
show
me,
you.
or, misunderstood what was in the
I
minutes.
just wanted people to know that I didn't say they had to do it, that we didn't turn down 2 resolutions.
We turned down one.
Right,
Turned down one resolution and basically informed the municipalities that we are electing not to do the
right.
consolidated
We really
board.
didn't turn it down, we never had a second one.
You were gonna check to see how that voting went.
Right. And my understanding is you can't push it into a tie, so. So I'll call Katie and find out what,
Thank you.
and then can you send me an email on those 2 issues that you want corrected, and I'll find out if it was my mistake or something she misunderstood or what,
Okay,
or if it's something she got off the minutes.
yeah, I'll just send you an email what I was talking about.
Okay, what else we got?
Any other old business?
Any updates on that culvert issue yet, or?
Hopefully, we will be done by the end of this year. I'm trying to bring Mr. Martin his Santa Claus gift.
You're going away?
We may get it done, we're not gonna get paid, that's for sure, but, that takes time to get approved, but, because you'll have to approve any settlement that we get to, so hopefully towards the end of the year, or else Santa Claus will have to bring Mr. Martin his Christmas gift later, because he was asking about it, so. But that's where we're at on that, so.
Any other old business? Okay, here none, new business. Anybody have
Motion
any?
we adjourn.
Here none, I got a motion on the floor to adjourn, I need a second.
Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, say no.